All right, everyone, so to create a beautiful lantern for your summer decorating, what we're going to use is an old garland that I have already tied together. So this is basically one of those really thin garlands, but I went ahead and doubled it up. So that way it's more girthier and we're going to be able to attach to our lantern. We're gonna, of course, use our lantern. I'm gonna use two of these sprays that we used last video on the beautiful 4th of July wreath. If you have not seen last video with multiple summer decorating ideas, I'm gonna link it down below and somewhere here on the screen so you can check it out after this one. But I love this one because it has some of the stars, and the cool thing about it is because I found some of these really pretty LED lights that are also shaped as a star, and as you guys can see, they have mini LED light, and we're gonna use those as well to kind of tie in with a patriotic theme. We're also gonna use a few of these star sparklers. I'm gonna call them that. I'm gonna use some red deco mesh, a selection of flowers. So for this I have hydrangea, have some peonies, and of course some lilac, because you know I love to use lilac. And I'm gonna use a variety of two ribbons. It's gonna be this one with the stars to go with our star theme, and then also the beautiful striped one that we've been using with the glitter. So we're gonna be going ahead and use some of these ribbons. So I'm going to clear this area real quick, come back with step number one, and I'll be right back, so keep watching. All right, you guys, so the very first thing I want to mention is I went ahead and took the door out of my lantern out because we're going to have a character inside of it. So I want it to be exposed so that we can really see, and then also it helps me with the glare of this light. So what I did is I draped my garland around, as I told you, I opened it up in the middle, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach two of these bristles just lightly. And then also I have my lantern on a Lazy Susan, so that way I can work on it. And so once I have this attached around the top of my lantern, as you can see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fluff this garland and make it look like one. So that's gonna take me a second because you know fluffing garlands is what takes the most. So I'm gonna be right back with you once I do this. Keep watching. Okay, so once that our garland is fluffed and it looks beautiful around the lantern, what we're going to do is we're going to do step number two, which is going to be to add our deco material. Now, if you guys follow this channel, you know that I used to not like working with deco material, but at one point I took a class from this lady here in San Diego that taught nothing but deco material, and I was like, oh wow, so deco material is just used as an accent. It really doesn't, is not meant to be seen as much as it is to be peekaboo, and then also it gives us a lot of girth when we are making wreaths, lanterns, swags, and even our Christmas trees. So I'm going to be using a lot of deco material this year for our holiday season in order to share with you everything that I learned from this set lady whose class I took here in San Diego. It was just so much fun, and I'm so glad to bring all of that information to you because I do believe that it does make a difference. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to do some poofs, about 5-inch poof, and that what's gonna do is gonna bring us the color that we need, which is going to be the red, because our theme is very patriotic: red, white, and blue for the 4th of July for our summer decorating. And then also I want to point out that I always leave, when I pack out my Christmas after the holiday season, I always leave a few garlands, a few wreaths, swags, and teardrops out at my reach, because as you guys can see, it can be used for all of the holidays. I'm always telling you to go ahead and, well, basically use it, because you know they're not very inexpensive, especially if you buy like a good quality one. But the beauty of it is that it can be used all year round. You don't have to just use it during the holiday season. And if you are anything like me, like you know I have an Etsy shop, so I'm always buying extras, so I always have them at hand, and it's something that you can reuse. And so I really recommend to reuse your greeneries, because that's what they're for, you guys. It's not meant just for the holiday seasons. It is, think of your greeneries as a tool that you get to use for your decorating every holiday. And this holiday in particular is the 4th of July, and look how perfect it is for this. It just, we're gonna add some of this red deco material, deco mesh as they like to call it in the industry. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one out here in the back. Okay, you guys, so we're gonna add now some greeneries, and for that I'm gonna add some of these beautiful hydrangea foliage. And what I like to do is just basically cross that greenery from the garland across the foliage, and look, All you have to do is tie it together, and that's what that's gonna do, is gonna give us some texture. It's going to support our florals, because remember, I'm always telling you that if you have a floral, you always have to use some type of greenery, because that means that flowers don't grow without the support of greenery. And so I'm always telling you, if you are going to do a floral wreath or a floral swag, please be sure to add some sort of foliage. And in this case, since we're going to use some hydrangeas, I'm adding some hydrangea foliage. They actually came with the hydrangeas, and I'm gonna show you in a second what I mean by that. So we have these beautiful hydrangeas that I bought at Hobby Lobby, and they come tall like this, but in this case, I'm gonna make them short. So what I do is I grab my wire cutters and I cut right here. It has an indenture, so now I have a flower that I'm gonna be using, and then also all of the foliages that I cut for it. Never, never, ever waste your foliages, because like I said, if you are doing a wreath or a swag, and if it has flowers in it, you have got to put some greenery in it, just to indicate that that does not grow by itself. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add our lights. And for that, they are battery operated. So I don't know if you guys can see, but you'll be able to see on the close-up. I found these at Hobby Lobby as well. They have a selection of these cute lights, and look how cute they are. It's a string of lights that comes with all of these stars. And these ones I'm gonna place very loosely, because I don't want to lose them. So first I'm gonna place them like this to kind of see where I want them. And I want them towards the front. And once again, just grabbing one of those garland bristles, what I'm going to do is just kind of tie them in together, trying to hide this cord as much as I can with everything else, but letting the star, let me turn them on so we can see them. So letting the stars really do their thing and shine. So we need to bring them forward, make sure that we can see them, like this one right here, but trying to hide that cord at the same time. All right, so let's recap real quick. So we've added the garland all the way around, we fluffed it. I added the deco material, which is giving us some girth and color, and then I added some of the foliages because we're adding some flowers. But the first thing I'm going to add is going to be our accent ribbon, which is going to be this guy right here. And the way I'm going to add this guy is going to be, let me think for a second. How do I want to add it on both, or do I want to add it on, you know what, I'm going to add it with bows. So for that, I'm going to, I had two options. I was going to do bows, smaller bows, and fill it in, or I can do swirls like I did, or loops like I did with the deco material. But because I already used the loops with the deco material, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do bows, and I'm going to fill in like that. So for that, I'm going to cut a dovetail, and I'm going to do, I want longer tails. So I want to do probably about a 10-inch tail. And let's see, going under, you're gonna do like this, then you're gonna go down like this. So basically you get two loops, you roll your ribbon, and then you're gonna grab a wire. And this ribbon is also from Hobby Lobby. So we're gonna tie it really tight like this. And we're gonna start, I'm gonna start right here on the bottom, and then I'm gonna work my way up. So basically just grab one of the bristles and swirl it around the bristle, and I'm gonna fluff this guy like this, and then I'm going to dovetail, because we want all of those ribbons to be dovetailed. Okay, so I'm gonna do another one. So we're gonna do about 5 of them, and what I want to explain is that we're going to kind of jump up and then also kind of stagger in a ladder motion, so that way they're distributed evenly. I'm gonna do 2. Look how easy it is to make these bows, you guys. And you basically just have to cut right here. I'm gonna grab a wire. I love this ribbon from Hobby Lobby because it really is really good quality for what you pay for it. And look, it really does stand out. So I put one right here on the bottom. So now I'm gonna go to my left, because remember, we're gonna be seeing this from all angles. So I really want to make sure that it is seen from all the angles, and because it's going to be seen from all the angles, we really have to make sure that we dovetail. And so now we have to come up, as I said, on a step ladder motion. And the way I like to make this type of bows is like I want the ribbon to go forward, and then I pinch with the tail, I let the roll, and then I pinch right here, then I twist and I come up again like this. Then I twist again. And so basically this is what it looks like. You grab your little wire, you twist really tight, and then once again, I'm gonna come forward this time. And I used to do this when I worked at a flower shop. We used to go decorate homes for the 4th of July, for Halloween, for fall, for Christmas. And it was my favorite thing to do because we got to do all of the holidays. And who doesn't like to do all of the holidays, right? So now I'm gonna swirl all the way around and I'm gonna do the same thing. So basically pull your ribbon going forward and pinch really tightly, giving yourself that tail. And then without letting go, you go down, you pinch again, you twist, and then you make a 2-loop bow. What we're going to do is cut right here. See how it's all facing forward? Be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know what is your favorite holiday to decorate for. Whether it's 4th of July, Mother's Day, Christmas, what is your favorite holiday to decorate for? I'll tell you what, mine is definitely Christmas, but fall this year is going to be big. We're going to market in July, so here in a few weeks we're gonna be heading to market to look at the new trends. We're gonna be talking to some vendors. Some people are gonna show up that you may already know here from YouTube. It's gonna be so much fun, and then we're gonna gather ideas for the Christmas season, and let me tell you, it's gonna be so much fun. All right, so this is gonna be, well, we have 2, so we're gonna do one more. Let's see, under, pinch, twist. That's how I learned how to make bows, you guys. Under, pinch, twist, under, pinch, twist, under, pinch, twist, under, pinch, twist, cut, wire. Under, pinch, twist, cut, tire. Not tire, but wire. I'm getting tired. All right, so we're gonna do, this is going to be our last one. So as you can see, we have 3 on each side. I'm gonna put this one right here. Goes like this. All right, so far, so good. I love the way this is looking, but now we're going to add some of the florals. And for that, I have some beautiful hydrangeas, some peonies, some lilac, and some small, some short. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm gonna start maybe right here. I'm gonna add this hydrangea, and I'm going to go ahead and grab a bristle and just tie it together right about here on the head, just with the bristle, and she'll stay right there. And then I'm gonna bring another one maybe over here. And see what I'm saying? When you have a flower, you have got to get some greeneries, because that way it looks like it's growing. And so this one I'm gonna put on the top, but maybe I'm gonna go from the back like this. Because remember, this is gonna be in front of a mirror, so it's gonna be seen from all over the place. And how about that? See, you can see that hydrangea. So now I'm gonna do the same with these peonies, and I'm gonna start right here. I'm just gonna grab one of those bristles and tie it together. And I'm gonna immediately go to this side. Remember, they have to be cousins, not twin sisters. And so now I'm gonna go over to this side, and this is starting to tie in with all of the other elements, as you guys can see. Look how festive this looks. Isn't that looking fabulous? All right, so now I'm gonna go right here. This is a white one, and remember, we used a selection of blue and white for the occasion. And we're gonna make sure that all of these stars are really showing, because they add so much character. I'm gonna add one right here as well, right dead center where that star is. Just adding that like that. Well, we still have some bows to do, so we'll fluff all of this at the end. And I'm gonna add this last white one right here on the back as well, just to make sure that I have elements all the way around. All right, so now we have one more ribbon to do, which is going to be this beautiful glitter. Now, because this one is, how do I explain this? This is more of a statement ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna do loops of 1, so bows of 1. So we're gonna grab our ribbon, but I want the tails to be longer. So I'm gonna do like this. Remember, for a perfect bow, you do have to have it spill forward. Then I'm going to go under it and create a bow, and then just swirl it around. And what I'm going to is I'm gonna cut and see how long my tails are. I want those tails to be very, very long because almost to take over this arrangement. And what we're going to do is we're going to fluff, and look how beautiful that is. Remember, we want those tails to really do their thing, how they come on the bolt. We want them to play like that. Look at that. We're going to give them that curvature like this. Like I said, I want them to take over. Like, look how beautiful that looks. It just adds that red, white, and blue, and it is perfect. All right, let me do one more since I have all these ribbon. So basically, you start by dovetailing. Oh, where's my scissors? Oh, right here. We're gonna dovetail. We're going to give it about a 10 to 12 inch tail. Pinch, pinch, pinch. And then, I love this ribbon, you guys. This ribbon is so beautiful. It's from Hobby Lobby, and this is to go perfectly with my wreath that I made. You guys remember the wreath that I made with the hydrangeas? It looks like this. Actually, let me give you a look real quick. All right, you guys, so I thought I'd share with you this beautiful close-up of this wreath and the way it turned out. I just love this wreath so much. It is so patriotic, and I do want to point out that I added 2 more hydrangeas, actually 3, one on this side, one on this side, and then the other one over here. And as you guys can see, it makes it look fuller and just more lavish. And the ribbon combination is so beautiful. I love the way the God Bless America with the striped spangled banner in the middle looks like. The ornaments, like I said, I just add that little festive feel to it, and all of the blue and white flowers and ribbons just create a gorgeous and lavish wreath for your front door that is sure to wow your guests. I always tell you that you only get one chance to make a statement on your front door, and that is with a beautiful wreath like this. I cannot wait to read your comments, so be sure to leave me a comment down below. Isn't that wreath just absolutely gorgeous? I love it, absolutely love it. And so now I'm gonna add this guy right here, right here in the middle. I'm just gonna grab that bristle and twist my wire into the bristle. And now I'm going to cut this guy a little bit shorter. So basically like this. And look how it's starting to take over. And I just love all of these loops. I'm gonna put one right here. All right, so I'm gonna add all of this ribbon to both sides, and I'll be right back to give you the last step, so keep watching. All right, everyone, so let's recap real quick. First, we did our garland, we fluffed it, we added the deco material, and see how at this point you only see a little bit of it, and it's not like overpowering the design. It's just like a peekaboo design. And then after that, we added the greeneries, the flowers, and then we did the ribbons, which I absolutely adore. We have 2 more elements to finish, and for that, I'm gonna add some of these stars. Oh my gosh, they just got tangled. They got tangled, and they come on this really long pick, but what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut them into 2 because you can get more bang for your buck by doing this. And just make sure that you cut it really good, so that way you don't hurt yourself. So we're gonna cut it right here and right here, and as you can see, it gives us 2 rather long picks. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna just open all of the little stars and play with them, swirl them like this, and I'm going to find some areas like maybe right here under this hydrangea, and I'm going to insert, and I'm gonna grab a bristle. This is very much like I was telling you as a Christmas tree design, but on a garland. You know what, this would be so pretty too for a mailbox. If you had a mailbox outside and if you wanted to add some 4th of July pizzazz, then you could do this design. So I'm gonna do one right there. I'm gonna bring one right here in the middle. For that, I'm gonna probably grab this guy right here. And remember, what happens on the left happens on the right, but it doesn't have to happen on the same spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna open right here, and I'm gonna find a bristle, and I'm going to attach with a bristle right here, like that. So that way we can see all of these stars fluffing our bows again. Look how cute. It looks like a sparkler. Then I'm gonna go over to the other side, and I'm going to grab my sparkler star, and I'm going to go right here, and I'm just gonna swirl this bristle under, and look at that, it's gonna give us those stars. And for the last one, I'm probably gonna do this one going up, but first I'm going to grab all my stars like this. Fluff, fluff, fluff. Everything that has a wire has to be fluffed, and I'm gonna add it right here, right about here. For that, I have to find my bristle first, so that way I can attach. And by attaching to the bristle, it's not gonna go anywhere, right there. See how cute that is? Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, so the last element that I have that I want to add, it's some of this lilac. I'm gonna separate the blue from the white because remember, we always want to add one color at a time. And so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab all of my white lilac first, and I would use my hot glue gun, and I had preheated it, but because this design, I'm just doing it to show you guys. So I don't want it to be permanent, but if you want it to be permanent, what you need to do is grab your glue gun and just insert some of these florals, and then remember that everything radiates to this side like this. And I'm just gonna add some of this white all throughout, all the way down like this. And then I'm gonna go to the other side and I'm gonna do the same. So I'm gonna go in places where I see there's holes, and remember, this is your flyaways, and so this basically is just your filler. And then I'm gonna grab all of my blue lilac. Can also be delphinium. The package said lilac, so we're gonna call it lilac. I'm gonna add one right here on the top, right by the stars. And then I'm gonna come down over here, like that. Look at that, that is just filling in our design. Look at that, how pretty is that? And remember to go all the way down here. And I'm gonna go over to the other side, and I'm gonna grab this one. See how I have the white one going one way? Well, now I want the blue one to go the opposite way. I'm gonna grab all of these beautiful flowers and just add like this to fill in. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna put a character inside, take it inside my house, and show you the end result. I think you're gonna like it, so keep watching. Alright you guys, so here is the finished lantern, and it's going to be at center stage here in my living room. I just love the way this turned out. It looks so beautiful with the blue and white, and that red, blue and white really just pops off and it makes it look very festive. Now here on the inside I put my beautiful gnome. Remember when we did the wreath I told you that I had purchased two? Well, one for the front door and one for the lantern. I just love the way he looks in there. I added some silver and red ornaments. I wish I had some blue ones, but I don't. And I just want to share with you right here how all of the loops of the ribbon looks with the flowers and the greeneries and the deco material. I think it turned out absolutely beautiful and I really love it. I hope you do too, and I cannot wait to read your comments.